Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here in the back room of Norman's Rare Guitars. Once again, it's time for Guitar of the Day. Let's see. For starters, yeah, there's nothing in there, man. It's empty. You guys can stop commenting about it, alright? There's no banjo in there. That's why it's wedged. It's really just holding back the pile of shit that's about to fall. If we can just be honest. Hey, we're back here. We had a great response to last Wednesday's Mo's Right double neck. We're going to stick with the Weird Ass Wednesday this week. Why don't you guys come back and see what I picked out today. This thing's from kind of the early 1960s. This is an original Danelectro Long Horn Baritone.
Ooh.
Boom! I've had a lot of people asking for Danelectros. A lot of people asking for baritones too. This knocks out two birds with one stone. Check this thing out, man. Original Copperburst finish. We got a pair of the famous Danelectro lipstick pickups. Way the switching works on these guys. There's like this little kind of, these are on-off switches to turn each pickup on or off, and then the bottom is your actual volume on there. Just this simple wood slat bridge. Don't bitch about intonation, you know. They only get as good as they get on these. These are like particle board guitars. They're just wrapped in paper. This one's seen some use, some wear. Got some rough spots on the back here. Check out those tuners. How rad is that? But these are cool, man. I get a lot of questions about baritones, especially about baritones and bass sixes. We did that Fender bass six a couple weeks back too. What's the difference? The difference is just like with vocals. You have like a tenor voice, then you have a baritone, then you have a bass. A bass six is a true bass instrument. It's tuned from E to E, just like a guitar, just a full octave below. The baritones, and this one in this case, is a fifth below, B to B. So it's like if you took a 7-string guitar and took the high E string off, you're kind of like that. Although some people tune baritones to C, some people tune them to C sharp, some people tune them down a whole step to A. It really depends a lot on the scale length of the instrument and will it stay in tune or not. This is actually a 30-inch scale, and when we say scale, we're talking from saddle up to nut, 30 inches, which is actually the same length as a bass six. But this one is strung with the Barry strings. If you have the ones, you know, so a lot of baritones are kind of 27, 28 in that range. Again, depends on how thick a string you have, and it depends on how much you're tuning to, but sometimes if you try and tune too low, there's not a lot of tension on these strings. They get really floppy. They go out of tune. But this one's B to B, man. This is spaghetti western as hell. This is what you hear on all those old Dwayne Eddy records, all those old soundtracks to the old cowboy movies and stuff. They're really great layering instrument as well. The great tic-tac bass lines that you'll hear out of the Nashville stuff. They're a lot of fun. It might not be something you use on every song, but if you're making records, if you're producing records, if you're in the studio a lot, this is something you gotta have around. They always come handy, and they're always useful for something, even though you might not use them on the whole track. Why don't we go out front? Let's plug this thing in and see what it can do. All right, we're out front. We have the early 60s Danelectro Long Horn Baritone, original Copperburst finish. Today we got it going through Hot Rod Deluxe, all EQs at noon. Just a little bit of reverb. Let's start back on that bridge lipstick pickup here. Let's see what that guy can do. Let's turn that one off. Let's go up to the front pickup. A little bit more sound coming out of that guy. Let's see what that thing can do here. let's turn on both pickups. Get the whole thing going here. Let's see what we can do with the whole thing wide open. Just play that groove all day. Check this thing out, man, for all your low frequency needs. This thing's from the early 1960s, original Danelectro Long Horn Baritone guitar, original Copperburst finish with 2 of their famous lipstick pickups. There you have it. Weird Ass Wednesday. We did it again. Hey, follow me on Instagram at Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. Check this and the rest of these guitars out online at normansrareguitars.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Guitar of the Day. It's Thumping Thursday. I can't wait. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.